Hi, welcome back to Grandma Susie's Kitchen. I'm Grandma Susie. Today we're going to make mulberry jam that's keto. That means it's very low in carbs. It has chia seeds and the only sweetening agent is stevia, no sugar. So it's good for diabetic diets, weight loss diets, anytime you want to avoid sugar and the inflammation of sugar. This is the jam, and then I'm going to show you how the process by which it was made. And once you've made it, you can spread it on bread like that. We'll show you, we'll go through the whole process. Okay, come out with me in the yard and we'll pick some mulberries. Thank you. This mulberry tree has a lot of berries on it. If you zoom in close, you can see all the way up the branch. And all the other branches too. They're in various stages of ripening. Some of them are still red or white. Others have attained their full color, the dark purple color. Those are the ones we're going to pick. I brought a bowl over, so I'm putting it right underneath the branch so I can hold the camera with one hand and pick with the other, and you can see. It's good to wear rubber gloves, or if you're allergic to rubber, you can use vinyl, and then just pick the berries right into the bowl. Oh, they come off into your hand actually. Pretty easy to pick. One thing you can do is put a tablecloth down and shake them off. Shake the branch. Once they fall to the ground, you don't want to use the ones that fall into the ground if you can help it, because they start to rot right away and they get whatever the microorganisms that are in the soil, they get right into the fruit pretty quickly. So, but the groundhogs eat it and it doesn't poison them, so I guess it will be all right to use the ones on the ground if you have to. If you can't reach the ones up above. So, as you can see, there's quite a lot of berries on this bush. Okay, thank you. So you go for the dark blueberries, if that's the kind of mulberry tree you have. Some people have red mulberries and white mulberries, so you have a different way of telling whether it's ripe or not. They never do get this dark blue. But this happens to be the dark blue variety here. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. Thank you. There's demolition going on next door. They're just destroying the old Fram building. But they're not building anything there. They're tearing it down. Okay, we've collected about 2 cups of these berries, the mulberries. 2 cups is about 400 grams if you use a weight measure. So we need to wash these using a very delicate touch, strain it, and then we're going to cook it. When you're cooking, a colander is a very useful item to have. You can just transfer your berries over into the colander, pour it right in there. All the berries end up in the colander. And then you can transfer the berries over to the pot, let it drain out a little bit. And transfer it over to the pot that's on the stove. Like that. You can take those seeds, those little stems off too. Some cooks like to do that, but you really don't have to. The next thing you want to do is add a cup of water. Then you're going to turn on the heat and boil it for 10 minutes. Okay, here you can see the mulberries are starting to cook. So they're starting to boil around the edges. You're going to let it cook until it thickens up. It's mostly like very watery right now. We'll come back in 10 minutes when it's thickened up, more of a jam consistency. It continues to thicken as you cook it. Okay, it's been boiling for 10 minutes. You can see it's starting to thicken. The berries are starting to soften a little bit. It's still kind of a watery juice though. It's not really thickened like jam. So what we're going to do is use chia seeds to thicken it up. Chia seeds. And take 4 tablespoons of chia seeds and just sprinkle it in there. Stir that around, let it soften up a little bit. There's also a recipe where you can, instead of 4 tablespoons of chia, you can just add 2 teaspoons of chia and then add gelatin and water. But I wanted to keep this without the gelatin. The problem with gelatin, it comes from animals. It's starting to thicken up good with the chia seeds. You see, as you kind of stir it, you can see the bottom of the pan. It's not filling in as fast. It's getting thicker. Let that cook a little longer. There's another thing you can do too, is take a potato masher and mash it up, or use an immersion blender. Just put it in there and blend it up good. I think I'll use the potato masher. Just mash it up good until all the chunky berries are pulverized. See, it's starting to look more like jam now. Next, you want to sweeten it a little bit. So you don't want to use sugar because sugar is very inflammatory. It's bad for you. It's gotten pretty thick now. The stevia will sweeten it. I've snipped off the ends. Just going to add that 4 packets of stevia. We'll taste it and see if it's sweet enough. If it's not, we can add more. The mulberry jam is ready. You can see it's thickened up quite a bit. So we can just scoop it out into this bowl. You see how thick it got just from cooking. It softened all the berries. And the chia seeds thickened it up too. When it cools a little bit, I'm going to spread it on some bread. I found a package of zero net carbs bread at Aldi, and so it looks like regular bread, but there's no carbs. The carbohydrates are in the form of fiber instead of something that breaks down to be like sugar. So I'm going to spread it on that. So let's try it and see how it turned out. It's really very good. It's mildly sweet, a little like strawberry jam, only a lot less sweet than that. Very delicate flavor. Okay, so until the next time, this is Grandma Susie wishing you a good day. Bye-bye. Stay safe.